How did you become a master of wine?
We need to go back many years. So it came to my mind to establish a, a competition. This is what we call Great Greek Wines now. Initially, it was 50 Great Greek Wines, and the competition was part of it, but we didn't want to stop at the awards.
What I found very interesting that with your competition, the Great Greek Wines, you buy the bottles yourself.
The wine should be commercially available because we've seen wines sent to competitions and they were not released yet.
Hi, and welcome to a new episode of Sparked by Vinavonk. My name is Jeroen, and today we're going to talk about Greek wines with Master of Wine, Yannis Karakassis. Yannis, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for the invitation and well done with the pronunciation of my name.
Yes, was it correct?
Yes, absolutely.
I was practicing all week. But Yannis, you are Master of Wine. I know what it is, but for the people who don't know what it is and don't know who you are, could you tell me something about yourself, who you are, and how did you become a Master of Wine?
Yeah, we need to go back many years. I'm not going to say exactly how many, though, because my previous professional career was in the Hellenic Navy. So in the 90s, I became an officer of the Hellenic Navy, and I started my career in various warships, very irrelevant with wine. Then I went to I wanted to accept another challenge, and I said, okay, let's try becoming a helicopter pilot. Yep, why not? I promised my mom not to ride a bicycle, but I didn't promise not to ride a helo. So I became a co-pilot, pilot, etc. And after 20 or 21 years in the Hellenic Navy and already involved with WSET courses, I thought it was a good moment to try something big, to test your limits. So I quit my job, and that was risky, obviously in a way, as I was a career officer, and I said, okay, let's try and slowly, first entering the institute, then proceeding to stage 2, then passing theory, then passing practical, and then the research paper. And obviously, at the end of this journey, you become a master wine. It's a great journey. And as you know, the journey is more important sometimes from the destination because you learn so many things. So yes, I became a master wine in 2015. I'm really happy that I'm in this team, and I'm really happy that I have the chance to spread the word about good wine and also about Greek wine particularly.
Yeah, that's a very interesting story because you started like with a good helicopter view. You could overview everything, and then you thought, okay, let's go into wine. Was it because you you fly over a lot of vineyards that you thought, okay, that is very interesting?
Actually, as a Navy helicopter pilot, we usually flew over the sea, over the Aegean Sea. So I'm not sure if I got the chance to see. I saw vineyards in Santorini. I still remember my first flight over Santorini when I saw the buildings, the white and blue houses and some vineyards. That was a memorable moment, seeing this beautiful island from a different view. And I believe that becoming a master when you have a different view, it's like climbing a mountain, then you can see a lot of things, more things than if you are in a regular building, etc.
And then you became a master of wine, but then you entered a new world. What was the biggest eye-opener for you as becoming a master of wine and opening this new world for you?
Can you repeat the question? Because I'm not sure I understood that.
Yeah, when you study a lot of wine,
Yes.
You also lose a lot of romantic views about wine. You know a lot about the technical details. But then
Yes.
when you become a master of wine, a new world opens up for you because everybody
Yes.
thinks, okay, you know everything.
Yeah. And this is a challenge because, yes, you became a master of wine. So what did you do after that? So as I didn't have a mentor guiding me through what to do, I had to find my own way. And I think this is always better. But sometimes, some nice advice helps. So one of the things that I followed from day one was not to be involved with importing companies in Greece. So I'm not I'm not in the payroll of any company, and I feel independent speaking about all wines that I love. This is the most important thing. And I said, this is number one. Yanis, you're going to speak about Greek wine. Stay away from being a part of importing companies. So, and then I had to find my own way, yeah, because as a consultant, in a way, you needed to find your own way. Initially, I paid a lot of, I spent a lot of my time in my blog. I started some digital reports. At the same time, I did various tastings, and I opened a wine school, a WSET APP in Cyprus, as I wanted to explore also the vineyards of Cyprus. And I wanted to, absolutely, I promoted Greek wine every time that I had a chance through Wines of Greece or other prefectures, or even through specific winery promotional activities. And I was looking for an idea to create something unique, something, outside the box. Actually, I'm a person that wants to be outside the box. So it came to my mind to establish a competition, actually a platform. This is what we call Great Greek Wines now. Initially, it was 50 Great Greek Wines, and the competition was part of it, but we didn't want to stop at the awards. We wanted to do activities, promotional activities all over the world. So that was the first thing that we thought, together with my partner, Grigoris Mikhailos. And, we thought we would award only 50 wines only. So usually in competitions, 85% or 90% percent of the wines are awarded. We awarded 50 wines, which was around 8.5%. Crazy. Then we decided to buy the wines from the market. So we still don't accept samples. And don't ask me why, but for various reasons. And then we said, okay, let's travel the world. Let's do things. And after 3 editions, now we finished the 4th, but we haven't started the activities of the last edition. We have visited various places, 2 times Amsterdam. We did a masterclass in Antwerp, Warsaw, Paris, London, Girona, Italy, Belgrade. So I travel a lot, and I have also other people sometimes, doing the master classes, usually judges of Great Greek wine. So it's not that we want to be different, but we see the promotion of Greek wine and this, different competition in another way. For example, we're not selling stickers. We will never put stickers in a very good bottle of Greek wine. This is, I think, no. Said no. Sorry. Maybe we lose. Maybe I'm losing money, but I don't care.
No, but of course you're losing money because in a lot of competitions, winemakers send the sample bottles to the competition, and they have to pay a little fee
Absolutely.
to promote it. But what I found very interesting that with your competition, the Great Greek Wines, you buy the bottles yourself. So you're not saying, okay, now it's 2024, well, it's not 2025. Let's buy the bottles of 2024 and let's compare it with each other. No, you're buying the bottles that are available now. So it could be a bottle of year 2020,
Absolutely.
and it has to be on a large market, not only in a small part of Greece.
Yes, the wine should be commercially available because we've seen wines sent to competitions and they were not released yet.
Yeah, but
Yeah, so
but
yeah,
you're buying a lot of wine.
yes, and this is a very complicated procedure. Grigoris is in charge of that. We buy from various importers, wine shops, and trust me, every year is becoming more difficult. Because, for example, this year, the timing was early May that we did the new edition. And a lot of wineries bottled very late because the market was slow, because it was a cool vintage and fermentation took more time. So it was really, really difficult for us to collect all of the wines. The good thing was that this year we did the competition part in Athens and not Santorini. If we did that in Santorini, like the two previous times, it would be really challenging. So every time we need it's not a smooth road. It's not a road with rose petals. But believe me, this is what we like uh, because we see Great Greek Wines as a communication platform. We're growing not only in terms of participation, because this is very difficult, especially if you have wineries that have participated for 4 times and never been awarded. So for them to trust us, this means a lot for me and Grigoris. It means a lot because they see something, and usually this is a sign of the market's maturity, saying, Yanis, we are with Great Greek Wines, whether we are awarded or not, because we see what you're doing with a Greek wine, not only in terms of promotional activities, but also in terms of communication, in terms of podcasts, in terms of social media, in terms of new things, in terms of our digital book, which is free to download, and you have all the information. In terms of an updated website that we will put more information. This is one of the new things that we want to pursue. So yes, it is a great journey, a difficult one, but yeah, sometimes we are invited to things that that have a challenge. Otherwise, it is kind of boring. And believe me, Great Greek Wine is not boring.
No. What I found very interesting also is that the full list is for free downloadable, but you can also look it up. And it doesn't say, okay, we found this a platinum medal or a gold medal or silver. No, you just say, this is a great Greek
Or a
wine.
double gold, or a double platinum, or a ruby.
Yeah. No, you're not doing that. It's just, this is a great Greek wine. You put it on the list. It's in alphabetical order, but
Yes.
sometimes and some wines again deserve the Hall of Fame.
Yes, which means we said that for wines, obviously from different vintages, that have been awarded for 3 consecutive times, we created the Hall of Fame selection. So the first year we had, that was the 3rd edition. The first year for Hall of Fame was in 2023. We had 2 wines. And this year we had 6 wines. We had the honor of having with us Julia Harding, and she presented the awards to the winemakers, which were really happy seeing her there. So yes, Hall of Fame is one subcategory. We created this year the Great Value Wines. These are wines that combine retail price less than 17 euros in domestic market with high quality. Some of them are obviously part of Great Greek Wines, and some of them are new entries. So 5 of them were new entries. And we want to encourage the producers embrace more sustainability. So we created a sustainability award for those wines that fulfill 3 criteria. Number one, the wine, the awarded wine, has grapes originating from certified organic vineyards, minimum. Okay, number one. Number two, the weight of the bottle should be less than 420 grams. And number three, a big part of the needs of the winery are covered by renewable sources. So and we have one wine this year, which is Santor Santa Mariana Skin Contact, a rare Greek variety from the Peloponnese that got this award. I'm really excited. We also put in the list the weight of the wine, the bottle and the liquid. So if you go to our website, www.greatgreekwines.com, you can see the list, and next to the wines you see the weight. So yeah, we did that as well. I think also it's a brave thing. Obviously we're not the first one we did that, but I believe that sustainability should be part of every brand, and we are already late into addressing the issues that have arisen from the high CO2 fingerprint and all the rest that is on our mind. So yes, I'm waiting for the reaction from the wineries. I know that it takes a little bit of time to react there, but I'm pretty much
Bottle weight
sure
is
that
very important.
absolutely, yeah. So every year now we have started talking about the next Great Greek Wines and what kind of awards we want to to introduce, but not awards that, for example, a lifetime achievement award. No, we want something else. Again, something else outside the box. Something that creates a new situation. Something that rewards an effort outside the box. So yes, this is who we are. And I think that Greek wine is wonderful. And from our side, we're doing whatever we can, promoting this image and inviting more people to discovering these wonderful wines. I'm really excited because I see also a lot of publicity from abroad, which is the first time that we see so much interest. From UK, from Belgium, from the Netherlands, from Poland. In a few weeks, we have various articles and various, ideas proposed to do things with magazines, with various. So I'm really excited. I'm trying to, to prioritize what is needed, but the interest and the interaction is very encouraging.
Yeah. You also mentioned Julia Harding, also Master of Wine.
Yes.
But who is tasting all these wines?
Oh
Because
yeah.
I know, but it's a great
Yeah.
story to tell because I saw the picture and I saw last year's.
Yes, I forgot to say that. So in the start, when I said, okay, let's do the competition, I said we're gonna have only top tasters. No one involved with the Greek wine from Greece for obvious reasons, because we want the judges to be impartial. And my dream was to have fantastic judges, masters of wine, master sommeliers, wine directors from big groups. And we did that every year. Every year we followed this road. So this year we had 7 judges. We had Mark Andrew from Noble Road. We had Lenka Sedlatskova. We had Christoph Heinen, Wojciech Bonkowski, Stefan Newman, master sommelier. we had Paz Levinson, the group pick wine director, and we had Peter Richards, master of wine again. So it is a dream team. Every year, every edition, we have a core of, let's say, 4 or 5 repeating judges and 2 new judges, or 3. This year, we had Paz and Peter joining, and Stefan was not present last time, but he was. So this is a kind of family that we are together. Of course, we cannot have the same people every year. So yeah, this is a nice blending. And for me, the judges are evangelists of Greek wine. So I want judges to be really involved with Greek wine and being at least passionate or open to Greek wine, because a lot of times we do things together. We did with Lenka a great Greek wines masterclass. I think it was in Austria 2 or 3 years ago. Christophe did the masterclass in Antwerp. So yes, this is the way that this thing works, and I'm pretty much sure that there is no competition in the world that has this team of judges.
And what I like also is about learning new grape varieties, because I never heard of Fidiano or Savatiano. I know
Of what? Sorry?
I knew Assyrtiko, but other indigenous grape varieties I didn't knew before. And in this way, I'm learning also, but a lot of people also learning.
Absolutely. I'm thrilled that we see the best wineries in Greece participating in Great Greek wines. Wineries that traditionally they do not do that in other competitions. They have selected only Great Greek wines, and they're part of it, no matter if they're awarded or not awarded. It's very important for me, because, as you know, it's very difficult to attract the top wineries. But we did that, and I'm really happy.
But you told me that you buy the wines yourself, but
Yes.
there must be a business model, because you can't buy like 200 bottles of wine yourself.
Yes, no, we do that. Of course, there is a business model, and I know that people are wondering what is the business, but it's very easy. It's very simple. The business model is the participation from the wineries, because every winery pays a fee to participate, and then because it's a big thing, we try to get sponsorships. So this is how we work. Obviously, without sponsorships, it's very difficult because you get nothing. You know, as I see it, we are driven by our passion first, and then everything else. Of course, everyone wants to have a healthy business, and it is healthy. But for me, it's more important to do an amazing award ceremony than getting in my pocket a few more extra euros.
Yeah, yeah, and the award ceremony was live streamed on YouTube.
Yes,
But my Greek
absolutely.
is very bad, so I thought, well, I couldn't follow it. But that's with a lot of competitions. Do you have any plans to doing these kind of ceremonies in English?
Look, I flirted with this idea. I think that possibly after few other editions, if we build the brand and it's becoming more and more important, maybe we'll do that in the UK, or maybe we'll do that in Amsterdam. I don't know. I flirted with the idea of inviting Peter Richards and Susie Barry this year and do that, but that would be awkward for the Greek people. It's, always with the selection of the language, it's challenging. You don't know what is right or what is wrong. For example, Julia came and she said, "Oh, guys, I'm sitting here for 2.5 hours. I got nothing." But also we connected with Mark Andrew via live stream. I think we can find a balance in terms of language in the future. But yes, I agree. I agree. As more people from international markets show more interest, I think we need to move to this tactic, to this option.
And one last question, because I did some research and I found an
Yes,
article that you said, okay, the Assyrtiko grape,
yes.
you compared it with RoboCup.
Oh, yes. I did that many years ago.
Why? And are you still in that opinion?
I think that Assyrtiko is a very powerful variety. It is possibly the only white variety that I know that can go to 15% of alcohol with 7 grams of tartaric acid and a pH of less than 3. Maybe I'm missing something. I'm not saying that I have the absolute truth, but in my mind, it is like this. Then I taste a very good Assyrtiko next to a Chablis Grand Cru, and the Assyrtiko is RoboCup. I mean, it destroys everything. And because it takes some more time, you know, RoboCup was kind of like this. Assyrtiko takes time to develop, to reveal the layers of complexity. It behaves sometimes like a red wine, and it is very easy to to define it, to understand it, to taste it, because of the salty character, the very long finish. And, you know, the extract is there as there is a high phenolic content. So, but if I'm allowed, beyond the Assyrtiko, there are so many great varieties, and this is what I'm trying to do: open the discussion for other varieties, for the other regions. This is what I do with my digital report, which is called Greek Wine Explained, and people can see it through the website of Great Greek Wines. Um, I do that in collaboration with a very talented lady winemaker, which is Evmorphia Kostaki. She's a stage 2 MW student, very talented. And the first time was last year, 130 pages. This year, 140 pages. It is like a book. And I'm happy when I see people like Julia saying, Yanis, this is amazing. We have all the Greek varieties. We have different chapters every year, different regions. This year, you're not going to find Assyrtiko in there. You're not going to find Santorini. You find all the news. You'll find the Nemea. You find Attica. You find Limnona. You find new things. You find you know, the Machays wines. I'm really proud of about this thing that also is kind of crazy, and possibly I'm crazy myself. But anyway, Greek wine has this concept, and to fully understand it, you need to look beyond the obvious. So in a way, this is crazy and not very logical.
Yeah, but I don't think it's crazy. I think it would be crazy when you do a lot of research, you want to give people a lot of knowledge, and you say, okay, we have a great list of great Greek wines,
Yes.
but first, if you want to know it, you have to pay for it. I think who wants to do that? If you're just a consumer, want to know more
Yes.
about wine,
Yeah.
you're not going to buy a book or a guide like for 20 euros to find out, oh, this is a great wine. Oh, where can
Yeah.
I
It's
buy it?
very.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. We'll see. We'll see how we're gonna roll in the future. We try to find ways to expand, to give more information, to create more products. For example, we have already our podcast in Greece, which is called Great Greek Wine, usually in Greek. But of course, we thought about, and maybe we will do a podcast also in English. Yes, this is something that together with Grigoris, we like it very much. So we enjoy all this. This is something that keep us busy every day, and we have other businesses as well.
Yeah.
For example, myself, I'm consulting big, very large hotel groups and groups of restaurants that take a lot of my time. But every day, I'm thinking of how we can we can go to the next level, not only for great Greek wines, but for Greek wine in general.
Yeah, it's a very nice mission, and
Yeah.
I'm very
Mission
glad.
Impossible. I hope it's not a Mission Impossible
No.
Tom Cruise situation, but possible.
No, it's possible because you're doing it and you have the results already, and you have them. Yeah, they're open, they're transparent, and I'm a huge fan of this approach. And also, I'm
Thank you very
a huge
much.
fan of Greek wines and also the great Greek wines. Yannis, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Do
It
you want
was
to share
great.
a last thing, or is it okay like this?
No, I can, of course. Let's have another thought. I think it's a wonderful time for international wine consumers looking beyond the obvious and the classics. I like the classics, but sometimes when I want to explore different things, I get bored very easily. So yes, I love the classic regions, Bordeaux, Burgundy, etc. Yes, but sometimes I find excitement and better prices in other regions. So in Greece, we combine autochthonous varieties from the most crazy to Ascetico, terroirs that go up to more than 1,000 meters of elevation, exciting soils, a lot of wines from the island. So everything is there, a lot of history, a lot of new ideas. I think it's a wonderful time.
Yeah, it's a wonderful time indeed. And also because a lot of winemakers in Greece work traditionally. And when you ask, okay,
Absolutely.
but how is traditionally? Well, we don't use herbicide, pesticides.
Yes.
We work, okay, and when you hear it, okay, so you work organically and even you work biodynamically. Yeah, but we do it for years and years and years, for generations long.
Absolutely. And then lots of natural fermentations, decrease of use of oak for red wines, a very elegant red wines, catching up with the top quality of white wines, and Retsina, a new era of Retsina, which is amazing. People, when they see the list, they will find, I think, 4 or 5 new age Retsinas, which are amazing. One of them that Julia tasted, because Julia tasted all the wines and she scored them. I think she gave the highest score in the Thalassino from 1979 wines, which was an 18.5. Okay, so we're talking about this kind of score.
Yeah.
Amazing. I'm really happy, and
That's
I'm
very
always
high.
looking forward to the new to the evolution of Greek wine. And thank you very much for everything, and thank you for your interest. And thanks again.
Yeah, thank you very much for your time, Yannis. Evgaristo Poi, thank you very much. Hope, and this was a new episode of Sparks by Vino Vonk. See you on the next episode. Bye.